All right, Friday update, September 3rd, 2021. This is going to be a super quick one. First of all, happy Labor Day weekend. Um, I hope everybody appreciates the hard work that the Lodge has been doing, along with the sergeants, lieutenants, and captains, to make the city pay a little more attention to officer wellness and mental health when it comes to canceling days off. Thankfully, this weekend is normal. You get to enjoy it like a normal holiday, like it used to be. This is the first time in several years Labor Day has not been altered in some way, shape, or form. Um, I hope this is the path forward. We'll see. That being said, a couple simple topics. On Tuesday at 11 o'clock, the Workforce Committee at City Hall will be taking a vote on the contract proposal to send it to the full council on the 14th for a vote. That is the latest. You can watch the live broadcast of the Workforce Committee. You can ask to be in the public speaking comment portion. You have to call City Hall this afternoon since they will be closed on Monday in order to get on Tuesday's call. And we'll see where that goes. It's expected to come out of the Workforce Committee and go to the vote on the 14th. Two other things. The vaccine. So we have 5 more weeks before the mayor's deadline, so to speak. I can assure you we've been in contact with many of the labor unions across the city, not just the other 3 police unions, on standing united that this cannot be a forced mandate going forward, that the city is going to have to come up with an option B, so to speak. We'll probably have more information on that next week as we get something together. But the irony of Labor Day on Monday is not lost on any of us, with this being a labor issue and the mayor thinking that she can run roughshod over not only this union, local 2, labor's union, you name it, hell, for that matter, even CTU. Politics makes strange bedfellows, and the enemy of my enemy is my friend, as the saying goes. So I hope the teachers are willing to stand united with us in this fight about forced vaccinations, because I'm sure it won't be the last issue if she's allowed to get away with this. What's next? That's the fear. That's always been the fear. One other thing. There was an incident that made the news this week, and I just want to touch on it because it's disgraceful what the news media and what lawyers and even the mayor, who just can never resist temptation of popping off about things she doesn't even understand in order to distract from her own failures. But there was a very well televised, publicized incident on Lakeshore Drive on the beach earlier this week, where an officer was trying to get a subject, a female, to leave the beach who was there illegally. Of course, they focus on the little clip of 1 minute that thankfully another city worker felt the need to videotape and give no context to. But the reality is that officer had already told 4 other people that they had to leave the beach, that it was closed. And guess what those 4 people did? They complied. They listened to a lawful order by a uniformed police officer telling them the park was closed. They had to leave. They did not put a squabble up. They did not bitch, moan, complain, or challenge the officer, or try and go a different direction than the direction he instructed them to leave the park by. This woman decided that she didn't have to listen, which is the common theme in so much of these police interactions that become video fodder for everybody, including the mayor. But if that woman would have simply complied, nothing would have happened. There would have been no video. But like so many others, you can't tell me what to do. I'm an adult. I don't have to listen to you. Everybody wants to be the victim. They create their own victimhood in their own head, and then incidents like that happen. That officer showed restraint, actually. He actually did not throw her to the ground and arrest her like he would have been entitled to do. When the wrestling match ensued and he was telling her she was going to have to go to jail, that was when she began screaming, "I will leave, I will leave." Well, his body cam had fell to the ground, which he seen picked. That's what you see him picking up off the ground when he released her. She went on her merry way at that point because she knew she was going to have to go to jail. So I guess the flip side is the officer throws her to the ground, handcuffs her, and takes her dog to the pound, which he would have been absolutely justified in doing. I don't care how bad it would have looked. He would have been justified in doing that. And we would have had a whole different scenario that would have been 10 times worse than it is now. But the reality is it would have been lawful. But he didn't do that. He showed discretion and basically backed off and let the lady go home like she should have done originally if she was a logical adult. But this rationale of I'm going to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it needs to stop. It never makes the policeman at fault any single time. It is the reoccurring theme on police shooting after police shooting. Any police incident across this country, almost without few exceptions, is all about a lack of compliance by the subject the police are encountering to start with. If that mindset changes, we will not have incidents like Mike Brown, like Laquan McDonald. You name it, there's name after name after name, and the reoccurring issue is a lack of compliance. So shame on the mayor, shame on the superintendent for stripping that officer. And, he's had a pretty discipline-free career, 2 decades plus, and was just trying to do the right thing. He should be reinstated effective immediately. That's all I'm going to say on that. Everybody have a good weekend. Take care. See you next Friday.